Thank God I got this Chucky hoodie, man, because it is so chilly in my room here in New York, and you can tell Christmas is on its way. So let's continue with more Christmas horror. This is an absolute classic. This is probably the Christmas horror film. Black Christmas from 1974, directed by Bob Clark, which always blows my mind that it's the same Bob Clark who directed A Christmas Story like what, 10 years later or something like that in the early 80s. The most polar opposite Christmas movies that you could make. This is one of the movies that led to the slasher craze, starting with Friday the 13th. I don't really consider this movie a slasher, just like with Halloween, the body count is too low. I always consider Mario Bava's Twitch of the Death Nerve or A Bay of Blood to be the first real slasher movie, but this film, Alice Sweet Alice from 76, and Halloween are pretty much the major players in influencing Friday and the entire slasher craze of the 80s. The cast is great in this, all the performances are too. Olivia Hussey is great as Jess. They took a pretty big risk with the whole abortion subplot thrown into this movie. For 74, Margot Kidder as Barb. I love her so much. I always loved Margot Kidder growing up. She was so cute, and she had this, I don't know, this like little bit of a wild side to her that you could tell just from looking at her on screen. What a beautiful woman and a great actress. And she would go on to do Amityville Horror a few years later and so many other things. Miss Mack is a great character. Phyllis is a great character. We have the legendary John Saxon, always great seeing him. And we have Art Hindle, who I really like in this, and I love his performance in David Cronenberg's The Brood, which is my favorite film by Cronenberg. Claire, I used to be obsessed with her too growing up. She is such a cute girl too, and she has to be the first one to die. This whole shot here of her in the window with the plastic over her, one of the best shots in film history. And I love the Christmas feel to this movie. Even though, and we'll get to the remake from '06, I think the remake does an even better job at the whole Christmas atmosphere and feel with all the Christmas music that it uses. And there's a lot of lights in the sorority house that blink, green and red lighting, and the color like overshadows everything in the scenes. That's really cool. But this movie does a great job with the feel and atmosphere too. And then we have Billy. He is such a creepy character, and I love how we learn almost nothing about him. The phone calls to this day are so disturbing, and the way that they did it with the layered voices, and it sounds like he's talking to multiple people or that multiple people are talking at the same time over each other. It's so unsettling. And we have the ending. If you haven't seen it, click off. But what do you guys think? Does Jess die at the end, or does she live? Because every time we hear the phone ring and there's a phone call, it's right after one of the sorority sisters or somebody is killed. Billy is still in the attic at the end of the movie. The phone rings, and then it pans out. Is Jess dead, or is she alive? Leave your answer in the comments, and we'll get to Black Christmas 2006 probably tomorrow. I did a full deep dive on this on the main YouTube channel. You can go check that out if you're a big fan of this movie. Same with the '06 remake. I did a whole video on that too. 2019, we're not even going to fucking talk about that atrocity of a film. It's not a remake. It's not Black Christmas. It's not a movie. It's man-hating propaganda in film form. And I'm just going to get angry talking about it. So, all right, Black Christmas '74, a masterpiece of horror.